Wolf. And today it's the pelvic restoration for men and women. With who? Well, Lorraine. Lorraine is a master practitioner, and she's in Calgary, and she is running a power pack clinic there, and she'll talk more about that when we get on. I'm going to lead us in a little bit, but first I'm going to let Lorraine come on and say hello, and then I'm going to tell you why, guess what, the pelvis is the holy grail of everything. Go ahead, Lorraine.
Hi, Bravehearts. Thank you for showing up, and it's always a pleasure to come out and speak with you guys and drop some nuggets of information so that maybe you can, fertilize them and put some water on them, and then voila.
Maybe, Lorraine,
Well, maybe
maybe.
because I don't know if they're going to. The opportunity there is to do it. But whether they do is up to them.
Well, here's hoping that your sales pitch works. Well, you're looking awful beautiful today.
Thank you. Yeah. The sun's out today.
Oh, really? That's the reason? Well, I guess that could be part of it, but I think you are the sun, aren't you? Anyways.
And I am very excited for life and what's happening.
Yes. You know what? I did a one-a-day this morning. Tell me what you think. Plan for the future, but if you haven't learned the art of being in the moment, you have no future. What do you think, Lorraine? What are your comments on that, love?
That is so correct, because right now is the only time that we can make changes if we're going to do it.
Yeah.
It's
so right. And I will say this at the beginning of the show because it's not a sales pitch. Unless you're going to take massive personal action, unless you're going to make yourself the practitioner, not the patient, unless you're going to become the hero and not wait to be saved, then guess what? You are going to be always part of the herd. And we all know where the herd's going. Where's the herd going, Lorraine?
It's going the other way.
Well, yeah, but it's actually headed to the butchers. Does anybody not notice that people are being sold off by the pound? Whether they're taking prescription drugs or whether they're doing surgery. And you can go, oh, why are you beating up on that, Daryl? Why are you doing that, Daryl? Well, I don't know. You tell your kids to stay off of drugs, but you're doing a real good job doing them yourself. And actually, how many people know that every bit of scar tissue can be reversed back into beautiful, healthy connective tissue? Did you get that? That a fibroid tumor could actually dissolve into thin air where it came from if you become a light energy, electrical, magnetic being, and you actually believe in self-care and self-love, and you put yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, and there's no authority over you telling you that you are dumb or stupid, okay? Because this is your body granted to you by the source of everything. And understand, if you don't become the source of everything down here for your body, what's going to happen, Lorraine?
You're going down. You're going down one piece, one body part, one thought at a time.
Yeah, one roller coaster ride with your emotions too, because guess what? You know what? Let me just say this. Your emotional wellness can only be graded when there's a trauma. That's your emotional wellness. When there's a major trauma in your family, in your life, that's your emotional wellness. Yeah, but I was doing good when everything was going my way. Oh, really? 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 When everything was going your way. You know what? Things don't have to go my way. When you learn the Braveheart way, connect it to your breath, a slight smile, and just learn how to pivot and give it and strategize. How many people even strategize from the moment they rise until they go to bed at night? Seriously. Lorraine, what do you think?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of people who take the time to breathe in the morning, let alone strategize for absolutely anything. They are doing their day. They're not involved in creating the day.
Yes, that's it. And do you want to know something else? I think prayer is amazing. I think meditation is amazing.
Yeah.
But do you know what's even more amazing than that? To becoming the gift and to be able to have your whole day as a walking meditation. When I walk through my day, it's a walking meditation connected to the lion heart breath, slight smile. Oh my God, there's another crisis over there. It's none of my business. Unless it's something that I should take massive personal action on, I'm going to mind my own business.
Yeah.
Let me just say this. Do you know what? That pelvic inflammation that you have, a lot of that is your mindset. If you don't learn how to set your mind up properly, it's a big problem. Do you know why the woman's pelvic restoration course is so popular? Because women are awake? No, but they're awake more than men. You know why it's so popular? Because all women's diseases start in their pelvis. All men's diseases start in their pelvis. Does anybody know that, guess what, the fastest cancer for men is rectal and colon cancer? Because they can't let go of their, you know what, SHI, you know that stuff. And that's the truth. Women can let go of that a lot easier, but because their big problem is their breasts, isn't it? And their ovaries and their uterus, correct? Everything sexually. What do you think, Lorraine?
Yeah, we've been taught that even speaking about that area as women is taboo. I mean, if you're talking about that area, then you must be a reckless woman or something, a lady of the night. You know, it's more taboo for women to talk about that area than it is for men.
That's
And
right.
and
guess
that
what?
could what?
You want to know a good example?
Sure.
I can go and be with tons of women when I'm younger, and I'm a superstar. And then Lorraine, when she's with tons of men, what do you?
Yeah, no superstar there.
You see, everything is just a BS belief. It's just a BS. It's really stinky. You know, we're all set up, okay? You know, just the whole women thing, oh my God. I mean, are they done yet? Now men are women, and oh my God. And then before it was women's lib, where they actually sucker punched us and got the women to leave the house so they could claim the children even, and they could bring out the fast food, and then look where we are today. Right now, they say a 12-year-old will not outlive their parents. Lorraine?
That is so sad, and it's true. And we're seeing a lot more kids develop type 2 diabetes, which used to be called adult onset. Like, you know, people got to wake up and they've got to understand that this is not normal. This is not normal.
You know, I think that honestly, Lorraine, 5% of the population will maybe wake up. I don't think everybody's time is to wake up, you know? So everybody wakes up different times of the day. Everybody wakes up different times of their life. You can shake your husband, you can shake your wife, you can shake your kids, you can shake your friends. But you know what? You shouldn't be shaking anyone. You should just be changing and holding the line. And then that bright light, they know, they can see it. They can see where the lighthouse is. Yeah. They can see it. If they want it, they'll avoid the rocks. What do you think?
Yeah, that's so right on, right on. You know, all we've got to do is come back right here, right now, and honor these beautiful bodies. You know, we have been numbed out all of our life. I know I was. You know, I went to the doctor when I couldn't figure out what it was I needed, you know, and it wasn't
How did that work for you? Honestly, we're not against doctors because doctors are 2% of healthcare. That's all they should be. Emergency care, accidents, and sports injuries. But understand something, not anymore. Doctors have created their own jobs.
They have.
Doctors have created their jobs because they're not healthcare workers. They're not healthcare professionals. They're physicians and surgeons. And so now they've just screwed up everyone. Between getting drugged and poisoned by the tobacco industry that owns food corporations, and then guess what? You go and get more drugs from your doctor to numb yourself out. But understand the pain never leaves, and understand everybody's rotting out. How many people have bad breath? How many people have stinky armpits? How many people, okay,
Gum
have
disease.
moles all over their body? How many people have brown spots all over their body? How many people look like they're 3 months to 9 months pregnant and they're even males? Well, oh wait, but we already know about that. They can have babies too. Okay, Lorraine, what do you think?
It's true. It's true. You know, we have totally forgotten about, no, we haven't forgotten because we just didn't know how to take care of our bodies, how to listen to our bodies, how to even slow down enough so that we can hear what our body is trying to tell us. Because our body is always giving us what is, you know, signs of things that need to be fixed. And we're not aware because we're on that roller coaster of life, and we're not slowing down enough to even breathe properly, let alone feel anything. And we've got to slow down. We've got to start looking at how nature works, you know, how water flows, and start to bring our bodies back into that natural rhythm. You
And
know,
to get
that
our water flowing properly, because 50% of all women are dripping urine into their panties during the day.
exactly.
That's the water thing. And let me ask you a question, everyone. If the majority of the population believed in something ridiculous, guess what? It's called truth. I need you just to sit back with this and know that I am not putting them down. I am no better than the majority. I'm no worse than the majority. I'm just not part of the majority. That's it. And the majority are not doing very well right now. And those people, if you want to send in your questions right now, you can do it from Twitter, which is known as X. You can do it from YouTube. You can do it from Facebook. You can do it from Telegram Doc of Detox. And you can do it from Rumble. So we can take questions from all these places, and we promise to answer those questions. Right, Lorraine?
That's right. So get your questions coming in because we're ready.
We're ready. That's right. And we don't mind being challenged. So just go ahead, you know. Yeah, you know, the thing is this. The things that we have to say are so off the beaten path. And you do notice how they called it the beaten path. How would you like to walk the beaten path? You know, the majority walks the beaten path. You know, I mean, okay, the secrets are right in front of us that they've hidden, but you know, it's right in plain view if you want to see it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, go ahead, Lorraine.
That goes for everything. That goes for everything. You know, we have been given the opportunity to see what's going on.
Yes.
Because they're always telling us. They're always telling us in one way, shape, or form. Either it's the verbiage, or it's a movie that came out. Like we've referred to Monsters Inc. quite a bit. You know, just everything we've been told. We've been told what's going to happen, and yet we still sit back and
we let it.
Yeah, we let it.
And know this, everyone: one family split up, changed their names, and went to different continents, and this happened over the centuries. One family's been ruling us. Isn't it great that 250,000 people have actually hog-tied 8 billion? We are slaves until we learn how to fly, first love ourselves, and that there's no authority over us. There is nobody. I am not authority over anyone. We've got strategies, and listen, our stuff works. We have nothing toxic. Most of our stuff, our courses, our treatments, okay, our certifications, our master classes, they all come with a money-back guarantee, right, Lorraine?
That's right.
And when's your next master class, pelvic master class?
We're looking at a date in April, but we haven't said anything yet.
And that'll be that's a pelvic master class in Calgary, right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so we got to get the location right. But the next pelvic master class is actually going to be in Stewart, Florida in June with us. Right. Because we're going to be June 5th, I think we kick off the Whole Life Coach, then Wolf Non-Surgical, and then Simran and Lorraine come in and they do the 3-day masterclass right at the end, correct?
That's right.
Yes,
That's
love.
right. Yeah. It's going to be nice to be in Florida again.
Yes. We used to play this game, okay? And when I teach a course, we play this game that I prove that every disease isn't even a symptom. It's actually a message of love from your body. And we also play a game when we teach the Whole Life Coach course and show how everything gets started in the pelvis. Okay? Everything gets started in the pelvis. Right, Lorraine?
That's right. We pay no attention to what we're putting into our body. We're not chewing correctly. We're not food combining. We're not slowing down enough to even taste it. Most people are going through fast foods, and it takes 20 minutes for the stomach to tell your brain that you're full. And most of us could eat our meal in 5 minutes. And that's why we tend to overeat, because our stomach hasn't had the chance to communicate to the brain saying that you're full, you've had enough. So we've really got to come back to the body. We've got to be able to honor the body. We've got to be able to slow it down and take better care of these beautiful bodies we've been gifted.
When a child is having a tantrum, you can be sure that all they want is just to know that they're loved and they're respected and they're cared for.
Yeah.
When you're continually hungry, your body will stay continually hungry until it gets loved and respected. And understand something, that translates into minerals mainly, first and foremost, enzymes, and then vitamins. And understand that. And everything is about light and frequency. And whether people get this or not, you could take 2 bottles of the same product, it looks like it on the label, and they're completely different. Because one will have more light, higher frequencies, and more frequencies in it. Everything's about light, everything's about frequency on an emotional, physical, nutritional level. Right?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the only thing your body hangs on to is the frequency, vibration, the light that you brought in. That's it. That's it. Everything else gets excreted.
What turns the light on, Lorraine? Electricity.
Exactly.
What turns the light on in the body and turns off pain, turns off swelling, turns off stiffness, turns off inflammation, turns off the hunger? Light and frequency. And that light and frequency comes from what you eat. And then, Lorraine, why don't you tell them about how nothing stays in the body except that?
Yeah, well, that's what I did say. Nothing stays in the body. The only thing your body hangs on to at the end of the day is the light, the energy, the vibration that you brought in. And that is on a physical, so what you ate, on an emotional, how you're thinking, and on a spiritual, how connected are you to yourself and source? That's it. That's all. So figure out where you can get this frequency.
Before even that, it's how you're connected to yourself. First of all, when you start in this first learning how to fly, first love yourself, right? Do you even have the conscious awareness? It's all about awareness. The conscious awareness that you have to actually protect yourself from yourself. Now,
that's the biggest one.
I keep coming back to this all the time, and this is not, and trust me, what Lorraine went through and what I'm going to talk to her about right now, I went through. Everybody has to go through it. And I would remind Lorraine for the first 2 or 3 years of her really working with herself, and she does it now with everybody else. She keeps reminding them that you need to be present and you need to observe and never judge again. And then once you notice a belief, you don't focus on trying to get rid of it. You do the opposite of it. See, everybody goes, oh my God, Dr. Wolf, I got so much to work on, all these beliefs. Oh my God, I've been such a sinner, slut, terrible person all my life. Oh, I have so much work. You have no work to do. You know what? You were surviving. You got beliefs that just helped you just basically survive. You know, when I was in my teenager years, and then I got into my later teens and 20s, and when I went to college, okay, you know what? I couldn't get enough of women, okay? So I'm not going to beat myself up today, but, you know, was it a nice thing to do? No, but I used women because I needed love. And I'm going to tell you something. I didn't know that it was a self-serve job, and I couldn't fill myself up enough, okay? So it wasn't like I was trying to put notches on my belt. It's just that, you know, love is an ingredient. It's what you do with it, but nobody told me it was self-servable. Lorraine?
Totally agree. Totally agree. I was there too. You know, I wasn't.
Yeah, I've heard stories.
I was there in a different way. I was in
Oh,
there in a
okay,
different
okay.
way. You know, I wasn't in tune with who I was, but I did want love, and I thought that came from somebody else. And yeah, so I got married young, and you know, didn't know who I was or what I wanted or anything. And I certainly wasn't doing anything to help my body and protect my body. And I wasn't loving my body. I was loving everybody else, but I wasn't loving my body, you know?
Just think of what me and you used to do for love.
Exactly.
I'm serious. I was a chameleon. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to eat? What do you want me to toke? What do you want me to drink? And you know what? There was nothing wrong with me. It's this planet.
Yeah.
We don't have choices. From 0 to 7, there are no damn choices. So don't tell me we have choices. You know? You know, from 0 to 7, you're just a filter, and you're a Hoover. You suck up everything, the good, the bad, and the smugly. And then guess what? And then if you don't wake up to the fact that 70 to 90% of the beliefs you've got in your head spelled dead, you know, then you're done. You're toast. You just suffer all the way through, you know?
It's true. It's true. And some of us, like myself, you know, I grew up Catholic, and a big French Canadian family. And you know, our belief system was, you got married, you said those words, death do us part, figure it out, talk to your partner and figure it out. Well, it doesn't always work
You
that
see,
way.
it's all based on suffering. You know, I don't know if I want your belief system or mine. My father was a born-again Christian pastor, carpenter, and my mother was Roman Catholic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you know what? Enough already. Enough. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. You know, I'm going to tell you something right now, and this is off track, and I'm probably going to get smashed for this. But I see people pretending to be certain things so that they can get big groups of people to make money.
Yeah.
It's all the time. I'll wear whatever hat I need to. You know, the hat that I've chosen to wear, do you know how small the percentage of population wears that hat that I want to wear?
Yeah, it's not very many, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is, and I don't care what people think when I say this, that's the hat of authenticity, dignity, sincerity.
Yeah.
And the reality is that hat will not ever judge another person for their beliefs or who they are or what they're doing. And remember something, all of these holier than now people, you're going to think, what's this got to do with the pelvis? Well, I'll tell you something. Guess what you store down there? Your most evil thoughts. The things that you think are evil about yourself, you store down there. And that's why we get rotten to the core. You know, I'm going to tell you something. We have been so played. And I'll tell you this, you know, all those 45,000 religions, they were all written by the same people that have enslaved us on the planet. And you know, people don't even know that. But you go ahead, you pick any story you want, but just make sure that your story doesn't put you on the cross, or doesn't put a hook into you, doesn't make you feel guilty, doesn't judge you, because understand something, you know what? Your pelvis will never be restored, and either will your diseases, because disease means you're out of ease, you're not in alignment. Now, Lorraine may not agree with everything I just said, but we will get back and we'll swing around back into the physical part. But the reality is people don't get it. Everything starts off from the emotional, and most of it is self-loathing, self-hate, okay, and calling yourself names, okay? Like I've got somebody who just started working with us in Mexico, and that person calls themselves an idiot at least twice a day in front of me. I'm such an idiot. You can't call yourself an idiot. And you can't let anybody else put a brand on you. And that's really important. And if you want to know something, okay, most of that pelvic rot, I know people that don't have a really great diet, but the diet hasn't taken them down. It's what the mind, because guess what? Everything starts off in the psychological, goes to the biological. Everything starts from the invisible and goes to the physical. We started off in the invisible and we came to the physical, and we will go back to the invisible. And that's it. Lorraine?
Totally agree. I'm on board with that. Totally 100%.
Well, see that one thing and the other 50 no. Okay, got it. But see, that's why we should allow each other to have different thoughts, and then don't look at the whole package. Look at, look what you can walk away with today that will help you change your life. That's all, to make you smile more. Yeah. To be knowing that which created the universe loves you and always has. Lorraine?
Yeah, exactly. We got to pick up the nuggets that fit into our life. Yes. And maybe hold some of the other ones that we just don't quite understand, but there's something in there that makes sense, you know, and just tuck that one away for a little bit later. That's all.
We all know that there's things that we heard today and went, that's ridiculous. And a year later, we were teaching it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I'm not trying to tell you that you're going to teach my beliefs. I'm trying to tell you that leave room for expansion here.
Always be curious. Always be curious. And especially when you don't understand something, start looking, start asking questions and filling in the blanks. And then you can make an informed decision as whether that fits into your life or not. That's the way I do it. I don't know. What do you think, Daryl? That's the way everybody should do it, I think. Right?
I think that's the right way, yes.
Yeah.
Can we answer a couple questions?
You bet.
Where can I find a list of Wolf non-surgical practitioners in New York State? You know, that's the craziest thing. It's one of the only states that doesn't have practitioners, eh, Lorraine? Yeah. California just got one, and that's Cheryl, and she's got a Power Pack clinic. But I don't know of anybody in New York State. Do you?
No, I can't come up with anybody offhand.
Yeah, we went to do a course there twice now. And people say, yeah, come, but they never show up. I think the energy's wrong. Yeah. I think it's wrong.
Energy, timing, one of those two.
Something.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see here.
But we do have lots of practitioners all around. You know, I'm sure we could figure out someone who is still within driving distance.
Yes, we do. So if you call into the office, that's your best bet, right? Yeah. They'll research it for you. Yeah. Actually, what we'll do is I'm going to get Cynthia working on that, and we'll get the whole list of active practitioners, and we'll get them done. That's what she should be working on. Give us 2 weeks, and we'll have all that done, I promise. We did start working on that, didn't we?
We did. We did.
Distraction.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm watching you from Athens, Greece. I'm looking forward to you coming. I'm waiting for great health with your help. Don't wait. Yeah, Call up, get a perfect day consultation. It's only $150, lifetime support. They'll do it on Zoom. You've got free calling after that. That's the only way this works. And make sure that you download or purchase the PDG free guide, okay? Download it, okay? You got nothing to lose. You didn't pay anything, okay? And then find out what's in there. Okay, replying to best investment you'll ever make. Thank you. I need real help for my pelvic region. Well, I would tell you to get a pelvic consultation from Lorraine. That's what I would do, or Simran, because they're the best at it. How can I sign up for June and Stuart? All you need to do is just go online to bhnuniversity.com or braveheartnation.com, or you can call in the 800 number and they will patch you over to Cynthia and she will sign you up. As simple as that. And if you want to call me, you've got any questions, listen, everyone, your beliefs may not match mine. I don't care. I love you anyway. I'll answer any questions. We'll do anything we can for you, no matter who you are, where you're coming from, where you want to go. This is what it's all about, okay? All right, minding our own business is loving everybody for where they are and helping them have a better life. That's it, okay? How often should we be doing vaginal infusions, Lorraine?
If I had a chronic condition, I would be doing them probably 2-3 times a day until the condition was gone.
And you're going to heal it. You're going to heal it. Aren't they? We're talking about ovarian cysts, endometriosis, fibroids, tumors. We're talking about infertility. We're talking about cystitis. We're talking about fistulas. A fistula is where you're pooping into your vagina, ladies. Okay, we're talking about bladder problems. Okay, we're talking about abdominal problems. When you put a vaginal infusion into you, just know the absorption in the mouth for nutrition is 15%, okay? And doing it vaginally is 65%. And if you did that 2 to 3 times a day, what are they going to get, Lorraine?
It'll change your life totally. It'll restore everything. It's going to detoxify. It's going to rejuvenate. Like, these nutraceuticals are so powerful and they do what they're supposed to do. And then, of course, if along with that, you started the Perfect Day protocol and you started doing some pelvic squats and, some breath work and maybe do the 12 loving steps, you'd be set.
Beautiful. 1 second. Okay, why would anybody get brown spots or skin tags? Are you ready for this? You're not going to like it. You got to look at Daily Cleansing Tea, Black Gold, and the Ultimate Coffee Enema, because you've got to get the cork out of your butt and you've got to purge that liver. And you do that, and we're not done yet. I'll tell you what to do externally, because now okay, first of all, the brown spots, they're not sunspots. They're not age spots. This means you're a moldy Goldie. This means that you actually have mold in your bowel and you have mold in your liver. And the reality is how does that mold get created? Well, first of all, what really sets it off and causes the explosion is antibiotics. They vibrate below zero. When you take them, what they do is they may destroy the bad bacteria, but they also will mutate and injure the good bacteria in your large intestine, which is 85% of your immune system. Thank you very much. But the main thing it does, it takes the yeast and turns it into fungus, and that's called candidiasis. They are drill bit predators, and they drill holes through your large intestine. So now you're pooping in your pelvis. You're pooping in your bloodstream. Okay, and you're also backing this up. And when you do it in your bloodstream, what has to purify it? Oh my gosh, your liver. So now I got mold that's growing in my bowel, going in my bloodstream, filtered by my liver, so now my liver's getting moldy. And the thing that'll help a liver get even moldier is alcohol, sugar, flour products, things of that nature, creating inflammation. Okay, so, and then that's what you're going to get. Okay, so now we've got mold in the liver, and when you get mold in the liver, you're going to start getting brown spots. I don't have one brown spot on my body, and I'll be 67 years old. And understand something. Brown spots, you're a moldy goldie. They will leave if you clean that up, which means you got to clean up your large intestine, clean up your liver. That means you got to look at cleaning up and getting a perfect day diet, a high vibrational diet, one that will change the frequency. If you bring up the frequency in your body, you'll have no parasites. You'll never have to do a parasite cleanse again if you keep it up. If your vibration drops, you'll get all the worms, all the bad bacteria, all the fungus, okay, that you can shake a stick at. And when you get fungus, guess what? With fungus, what is heavy metals like? They're magnetized to it. So now the heavy metals will be magnetized to it. So get fungus and heavy metals, and now we've got Alzheimer's. But Alzheimer's really is diabetes of the brain. So just know that. Okay. So now we've got the brown spots, but we can get rid of those, and they will go away if you start doing that. The skin tags are actually because you're getting growths in your liver. You are getting abnormal growths inside your liver. How's it feel? Okay. Now, skin tags, you can take a hair and tie a knot really tight, and then put a little bit of DMSO on. Those will fall off in a few days, but they'll keep coming as long as you have pelvic rot. So that means your large intestine isn't emptying out like it should, and things are staying in there too long. And so now, instead of your large intestine becoming a compost and creating lots of good bacteria, which is the main part of your immune system, you're creating bad bacteria and fungus and parasites and worms. Yeah, because guess what? Anything that doesn't have proper circulation becomes a swamp, and then it becomes a parasite party. So if you clean up the area and you bring your vibration up with your personality, with your diet, and the high vibrational nutraceuticals, you're never going to have parasites again. And whether you believe it or not, mold is a parasite. Mold is a parasite. And understand this. What happens when fruit gets overripe? It starts to mold, and then you get the fruit flies, right? And those fruit flies in your body would be called bad bacteria, fungus, and worms. All right? Now, you can also put a little bit of DMSO on the brown spots with C60. That will really help to get rid of that problem. You can clap it, get a clapper. You can clap the area because it's all about circulation problems. And remember something, your skin is the largest organ of the body, and your skin is actually the mirror of your large intestine. Okay, so just know this, you're rotting from your pelvis and from your liver. That's it, and that's the God's truth. Look at your bowel movements, how stinky they are. Look at the bad breath. You've got lots of other symptoms here, trust me. They come along for this ride as well. Lorraine, anything?
Yeah, that's about it. I think you nailed it there.
Okay, all right. Just so you know, when I was 27 years old, I headed up the International Training Institute of Colon Therapy. I wrote a manual that was a 500-page manual, and it was used when I was 32 years old by a United States Senate group for the study of colon cancer. I'm not trying to tell you I'm anything special. I'm trying to tell you that it's logical. Everything I talk about is logic, and it will come up against people's beliefs. Understand something. Is the majority of the population sick? Yes. So does the majority of the population have sick beliefs? Yes. Does that make them sick people? No. That means they have sick beliefs, okay? So I don't believe that people are bad. I believe they have bad beliefs, and that's the God's truth. There's some that they'll never ever really turn around because they're committed to some higher power that I would never go near, ever go near. Okay. I just got done with pelvic floor exercises, only 10 sessions. Wish could have kept going. I'm not sure what that means, but keep it up. That's the pelvic squats, everyone. So, yeah. But understand something. Do women have to have a painful pregnancy? Or could every woman have the most beautiful experience and you know, a 45-minute to an hour delivery.
Totally, totally. And it's the way it used to be. You know, we got ruled, schooled, and fooled again that we couldn't deliver babies on our own with our midwife or with our grandmother there to assist or whoever it was. You know, we've been told that there all sorts of horrible things can happen, and we want to make sure that that baby comes out right. And we've got all the equipment that we need to assist in the hospital, but we've got that equipment here. You know, what if we decided a good year ahead of time, women and men, to come together as a couple and really honor our bodies and really respect our bodies and, you know, clean up the
What
house,
is
get rid
premenstrual?
of the chemicals, bring in only high vibrational foods, start taking some high vibrational nutraceuticals, really honor your body, get all the toxins out of the body, out of your house, and then start thinking about having a baby. Once everything is cleaned, so you've cleaned out the body, you've gotten rid of the toxins, there's no more toxins in the house. You two together have come together as a couple, as a beautiful couple, and have chosen to bring another life into this world. And you are going to honor and respect that journey, and you're going to help each other along the way. And as baby grows, you're going to be supporting the father's going to be supporting the mother and making sure she's getting her rest and relaxing, and maybe, you know, putting on some nice soft music at night, maybe filling a bathtub with warm water for her as her body starts to feel a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe doing or helping each other do some exercises together to help keep the pelvic area open and resilient and not get stagnated. You know, we get into this hyper way of living, and everything goes tight, and we expect that baby to be able to come out in a body that is uptight. That's difficult, and that's why we needed to have the medical system, because we weren't ready. We're so uptight about everything. We didn't take care of our bodies. We didn't honor them. We didn't do the things. And it's not that it was done on a conscious level. It was
Oh,
done
really? Really? It
totally
wasn't done.
unconscious.
I think the fear was done on a conscious level by other people.
Yes, yes,
Okay. Okay.
that I'll agree. But the person fearing is coming from a point of not knowing. And you can't do better until you know better.
Until you
So
trust yourself more than the practitioner you're going to, you'll be in
exactly,
trouble.
you start questioning everything. Why? Why? You know, as little kids, I remember my little kids, I would tell them something and they'd say, "Mom, why? Why?" And I'd have to sit down and think, okay, why did I want them to do that? And every once in a while I would get, "You're not the boss of me." And they were right. But yes, we've got to honor our bodies. We've got to be in a space of such reverence for everything.
Have you
For,
ever known a parent to actually know how to parent properly, a beautiful little spirit, and welcome them and honor them, respect them, observe them, and know that they are just mimicking you? So why in the heck are you punishing them? I haven't known a parent to parent children properly, and that's including myself. Okay.
myself too. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could turn back the pages knowing what I know now, it'd be different.
Yeah.
But all we can do is go forward, right?
Yeah. And I
So
do need to say this, everyone, because I'm not going to stop. But understand that same family I told you that actually changed their names and moved to the different continents, they've been getting together and strategizing for centuries. And we can't even strategize a perfect day on how to love ourselves so we can love our family better. Go figure. They've got it all figured out. That's why we send all our children to a governmental school so they can all become mental. Anyways, let's get back to the show. The reality is what do we got here? I have a friend who has a disorder called premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Now, I wanted to just bring that up because I like to read the scientific part of it. There's nothing science about this. I'm going to tell you something. When it comes to our bodies, most people will go, where's your liver? They don't know. Where's your stomach? They don't know. Where's your small intestine? They don't know. How long is it? They don't know. Where's your pancreas? They don't know. People don't know where hardly anything is. They know where their heart is. Well, that's not true. We've done things in classes and people will be on this side. Oh my God, I think I'm having a heart attack. No, I did have to be over here, buddy. Okay, so here we go. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. And understand something. They make all these names up. You want to hear something? First of all, there is no PMS, premenstrual syndrome. There is constipation. There is actually, yes, hormones are changing, but the symptoms don't have to be there, okay? Women don't realize it, but when you have premenstrual syndrome, before I go on to this, I got to say this, and you've got all these bad symptoms because your period's slowing down. Okay, why do women live longer? Why are women stronger than men? They can take more pain because they have a period every month that gets rid of the egg but gets rid of the worst toxins in the body, so there's loving in the oven. That's the deal. That's why they live longer. That's why they can take more, okay? And that's it. They were built, okay? They were built for the pressure. And understand this. You get any woman and you go and you do proper colon cleansing, daily cleansing tea, black gold, ultimate coffee enema, you do the vaginal infusions, and you get her to go on the perfect day keto diet, just doing that, and then drinking structured water, okay? And I will be bringing out in about 2 weeks a device that will put 10,000 frequencies into the water, the frequency of the sun, but 10,000 other healing frequencies, and the highest light charge and the highest hydrogen concentration. And anybody can afford this. You go and get yourself structured water and do that, and then tell me that the light's not shining. Okay, here we go, back to this. So premenstrual dysphoric disorder is much more severe form of premenstrual syndrome. You know, I'd love a doctor to come on and challenge me. They won't come on anymore because they can see through their own BS. Okay, there are no diseases. They're all made up. And if you ever took a look at the names of drugs, why don't you try to name them? Well, they don't even make any sense. Our black gold is black humic fulvic, right? Our black diamond, they're all logical names, Venus 647, yeah, look at all the names of the drugs. Everything has got to be just whack job. They're just playing with us, right? They think we're the stupidest things in the universe. Okay? There are no diseases. There are symptoms. No, they're not. There are messages of love from your body, and they get worse and worse because you're still traveling down the same highway and you are getting issues in your tissues. You are getting low immunity integrity in your tissues. You are compromising and corrupting your mitochondria, which are the powerhouses of the cells. And understand, most of these doctors don't even know that they're part of a system that is evil. You heard what I said, evil. And you know what? And don't get me wrong, but I've had about 5 calls today, okay, from 2 men, 3 women that were almost in tears because they know that they made the wrong choices. And some of them aren't going to be able to turn it around to the point that they've gone too far. All right. So premenstrual dysphoric disorder is a much more severe form of premenstrual syndrome. It may affect women of childbearing age. Well, of course, because there's hormonal changes going on, but if the woman didn't have constipation doesn't mean you don't go to the washroom. It means that everything doesn't come out. It's what stays in that's the problem. It's the diet. I mean, how many women eat dairy? How many women do not know how to food combine? How many women are eating and rushed at their meals? How many women are eating processed fast foods? Seriously, how many women are eating garbage even when they're pregnant? You know what? Men only have 2 or 3 bells or whistles. Women have 12 of them. So, you know, where a man goes out and a woman goes out to eat and they have Chinese food, you know, he burps and farts and she's throwing up out the window. Because why? Her body's so much more sensitive. Because if she ever gets pregnant, and that's what morning sickness is, I hope you know that. You don't get morning sickness unless your body says you're too toxic, we could lose the baby. I mean, everything is logical, but no, ask your doctor, why do I get morning sickness? It's just normal. It's just something that happens. And remember, that baby is right in the middle of loving in the oven, or it's in a tomb. Otherwise, it's in a swamp, because it's all about your large intestine. It's a compost. It's usually creating good bacteria and immunity, or it's creating bad bacteria, parasites, and fungus, and stagnation and waste. Now, it's a severe and chronic medical condition. It's not a medical condition. It's constipation. Okay, it's not complete elimination. It's not knowing that you should only honor 4 inches, but you should honor the whole 33 feet. It's a severe chronic medical condition that needs attention and treatment, I'm sure. That would be drugs or surgery, right, guys? Thank you very much. Lifestyle changes and sometimes medicines can help manage these symptoms. You see, it's like we can't figure it out. There's no cure, but we can kind of help you, but we're all stumped by this. So, you know, let's take a look at it. Let me think here. Fibromyalgia, pain in the muscle fibers. Oh, what about chronic fatigue syndrome, exhausted liver, constipation? What about eczema? So much fungus in your body and in your bloodstream, it's coming up through your skin and it's created by your bowel. What about arthritis? Arthritis means inflammation in the joint. Colitis, inflammation in your colon. Okay? And understand this, it doesn't matter from a pimple to a tumor. These are all your body's messages, and becoming more dramatic as your body feels threatened. It's going to lose itself and have to mutate into a cancer cell, which is just a cell that is absence of what? 35% of its oxygen for more than 3 days, and it doesn't want to die, so it morphs. And guess what? And tumors even are just a storage shed for all the poisons and toxins, and you'd be dead already if you didn't have it. Well, your body'd be dead. You wouldn't be, but you would have been forced to move on quicker than you wanted. Any advice? Well, yeah. This is, you know what? I mean, seriously? Premenstrual dysphoric disorder. No, I think you should just give up and go and make a will, because it's over, baby. I mean, any word like that, I don't think there's any hope. And understand something, you know what? They're going to make up more names than you can shake a stick at, and why don't they just say what it is? Okay, really? You get me? Okay, so why don't you challenge me? Okay, we'll do a live. We'll track the woman. Let's have a woman that has painful periods like this, okay, and where she has PMS, where she's just feels like she's going mental. And guess what? We'll track her. I'll tell you exactly what we'll put her on. I'll put her on all our products for cost. I'm not going to do it for nothing. Nothing's worth nothing. I'll put it on her for cost. And guess what? And then if she promises and signs a contract that she will follow through and she will do the diet, do the consult, we'll do it live, and we'll do the products, okay? And I'll do everything for cost. I won't charge her for any of the consultations either. Okay, and if she comes to one of the clinics, we'll do the self-sonic and we'll do the non-surgical for free. And then why don't you tell me that I'm wrong? Okay, that's what I want to do, is I want to put it right there. Let's do it. You give me any type of disease, any symptom, when they say we can't do anything more for you, we haven't got the cure, You need to go home. We don't have the cure either. You are the cure. Just know that. Let me make that really clear. Lorraine?
Exactly. I counsel people all over the world, and the people who really anchor solid on the four pillars. So the diet, the nutraceuticals, the exercise, and most importantly, that Braveheart emotional work. You know, a lot of people, a lot of people will do the diet. They might do some of the nutraceuticals. They might do a little bit of the exercises, but there's not very many people going into the emotional work, and that is where the problem lies. We don't want to open that book and do the inner work. We don't
Yeah,
want to
but
get
Lorraine, what if it's all true? And I go in there to do the work and I am evil. I am sick. Okay? That why should anybody love me and I find out that I'm not worth loving? What if I
that.
go in there and it's all true, Lorraine? What am I going to do?
Then you have to forgive yourself. You have to get yourself off the hook, because you can't do better until you know better.
You have to
And like
understand. Yeah.
Dr. Wolf said, you were in survival mode. In survival mode, we will do anything and everything to survive.
Yes. And
So like,
understand, it's a belief system.
exactly.
And guess what? If you understand how the brain works, 90% of your brain is subconscious, and your subconscious doesn't work for you. It works for whatever you repeated the most. And if you repeated, I'm an idiot, the most, you're an idiot. Okay? If you repeated that money is hard to make, money's hard to make. If you repeated that life is about the suffering, then you'll suffer. If you repeated that, you know, I'm lucky to get any love at all from people, who would love me? The love you're going to get is going to be twisted and toxic.
Yeah.
Okay? All right? Let me just tell you, the woman I wanted to be with when I was younger, she is not like the woman I want to be with now. You better get it. I needed a victim. I needed someone broken. I needed someone I could control. I needed someone that would say, you're my everything. Without you, I would die. That's what I needed when I was younger, and I was set up that way. So did that make me a bad person? No, but you had some pretty bad beliefs, Daryl. You probably weren't that nice to people. And you know, I was actually thinking about this, you know. I was a teenager and partying. I was thinking about this girl that I went out with yesterday. And I was listening to this song by the Eagles, Hole 55. You ever listen to that song? Anyways, that was the song. The first night I stayed overnight at her place, that was the song that came on the way home. And I thought about it before we broke up, and please don't get me wrong, I'm not like that. But the reality is we were doing wild things, and those were wild times. And I can remember I slapped her. And today, and you know what? I haven't seen her since we were 21, 22 years old. And you know what? I just wish that I could tell her that I was sorry. Apologize. And that's a sorry, you know? I'll tell you, I was a nice, really screwed up guy. You know? I was screwed up. We're all screwed up. We're all screwed up. And that's why we have to honor, love, and respect each other. And we do. We can't disrespect each other. That's been enough. That's what they want from us. Lorraine?
There is such a beautiful light in everybody. We just got
Oh,
to,
can I tell you what her name was? Can I do that? So if
yeah,
she's listening, or if anybody knows where she is, her name was Wendy Harper. Okay? And she moved to California. Anyways,
there,
you know what? Isn't it kind of funny? Well, it's not funny, actually. But, you know, I thought yesterday if I could just, yeah. You know? Yeah.
exactly. And we have to take those opportunities and really get quiet and feel the feelings, and then understand where that was coming from and why, maybe even why, and just let herself off the hook, because you're not that person anymore. You know, you every 7 years, our body is entirely different. All the cells have recreated themselves. And if we could, if we could understand that, that every single moment is a moment that we can choose to be different, that we can choose to be better, that we can choose to slow down, that we can choose to love our body first and foremost. You can't give what you do not have for yourself first. So if you want to fully engage in life, you've got to fully love yourself. And that's taking care of every little bit of your body. That's loving every little bit of your body. And that is shining your light so bright. I mean, just being shines the light. You don't even have to open up your mouth. People see and feel you. And if we could come more from how we feel rather than what we see, if we could all go around with blinders on and feel our way, we'd probably be a lot better. We'd probably be a lot better.
Probably.
Well, we would.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know what? Don't think your way, feel your way. Please do it. Put your hand on your heart, connect to your breath. You won't mess up. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. You don't want to react and attack yourself or anyone else.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Spastic colon. Well, spastic colon is constipation again. You got to have what? Stagnation to give you infection, to give you inflammation, to be spastic. Spastic's like this. Okay? And after a while, the spastic colon will actually become an atrophic colon, which means atrophy means there's going to be cell death. Okay? And the reality is just put your hand and make a fist. That would be like a spastic colon, tight and contracted. Because when you're in pain, you crouch down and you contract. It's exhausting, but you have to do that. That's where you are. You curl up. And your large intestine is tightening up and curling up. And you will create adhesions that will choke it. But if I keep my fist like this for 10 minutes, it would be hard to open it, and I'd be cutting off the circulation. I'd be creating lack of oxygen, lack of nutrition, and we would have calcification, crystallization, and actually scar tissue build up. You got to understand this, everyone. People don't get this. They think that inflammation is too much circulation. Inflammation is from not enough circulation, and it's because there's a block, and the movement of the circulation is not good. And with a spastic colon, you've got a block, and that's when you're going to get ulcerative colitis, you're going to get bleeding colitis, you're going to get mucoidal colitis, and that's where you're going to get where the lining starts to get eaten away, or the colon itself becomes a piece of beef jerky, and they go, we got to cut out this part and this part, and then we'll sew it together, and then you've got tons of scar tissue, and then you'll grow a bloody tumor there. Because after any surgery, whether it's in the colon or whether it's the shoulder, whether it's the hip, the spine, or anywhere, the face, you're going to be left with scar tissue because surgery causes more scar tissue. And this is why you need non-surgical and cell sonic. You know, the only reason why people limp around is because of crystallization, calcification, and scar tissue. And a Wolf non-surgical therapist can reverse it, eh, Lorraine?
That's right.
Whether it's intestinal or whether it's muscular or it's organ, right?
That's right. And we give a money back guarantee on your first appointment.
We'll wow you.
Exactly. If we haven't wowed you on that first appointment, you get your money back. That's just the way it is. You know, we've done something more than you've ever had done from any practitioner. And hopefully we've educated you more about what's actually going on so that you can understand how you can come back to your body and not have that happen again. Are there more questions?
You had said that a yellowish discharge is not normal. Is that caused from diet? It's actually from, you ready for this? It's pneumonia, mucus, and it's caused because of rotting. So whether it comes from your vagina or it comes from your rectum, it's the same thing. Okay? And you're rotting. And people don't like it You never have a doctor say it because they're not going to tell you the truth. But understand something. Wherever you have a disease, you have rotting tissue. Eh, Lorraine?
That's right.
You've got
That's
rotting
right.
tissue. If we were to open up and you've got a really chronic problem, it would smell like something's dying if you could smell it. And understand something, with most of you, if you got used to your bowel movements, but when somebody comes into the bathroom, they know that something came out of there and it's dying. Okay? All right.
Something was rotten, that's for sure.
Annie says, hi guys, great to see you both. Get free guide, everyone. That's pdgfree.com, guys. You won't be disappointed. Like, who does this? A guy that, okay, has a big heart. Okay. Thank you, Annie. What are the white spots on the skin? Well, you're losing pigmentation. That's what you're doing. It's not calcification. You're losing pigmentation. Okay? And this is a nutritional toxic issue. It's not just toxicity, it's a nutritional thing. Okay? You might want to clap those areas to get the circulation going. Maybe what I would be doing is put in a little bit of DMSO rose cream a few times a day. I need to tell everyone something too. And this lady said to me, you know what, when I use the eye drops, and that's what I'm going to be doing, changing the label. It's going to say on the label for the Bright Eyes fulvic eye drops, it's actually going to say on there, use 1 drop 2 to 12 times a day. There's no toxicity, and people with cataracts, people with eye disorders, people with anything, even a tumor on the back of the eye, you'd be doing a drop every hour. And when people have like a sty in the eye, you should be doing a drop. Do it, and then as soon as the burning, a little bit of that burning goes away or that biting, you do it again. You might have to do it 6 to 10 times in a row, and the pain for that sty will come down. And then if it feels like it's coming back just a little, you go and you hit it again. And you keep on hitting it until you bring the vibration up high enough with the Bright Eyes fulvic drops that you actually change the integrity of the tissue. It's all about that.
Yeah,
Lorraine?
and you could also use the infinite iodine.
Which, if you're using that, that would be 1 drop, 2 to actually 8 times a day. There's no toxicity.
Yeah.
I'm changing the labels. You know, we always made it lower on the labels, but you know what? It's a food. They can't come after us. It's a food. Whether you put it in your mouth or you put it in your eye, and that's it. It's not our fault if you get better. And the reality is most people will never do enough. They think of nature's products to be like drugs. 1 pill, you're good for 12 hours. Guys, no. You got to layer it and layer it and layer it. You're trying to bring the vibration up. You bring the vibration up high enough, you have instant healing. It's up to you.
Yeah. A lot of people are either afraid because, again, they've been indoctrinated into the thinking that drugs and nutraceuticals are the same, and they are not. They are not. They are so far apart. And most people are poverty conscious, and they don't want to spend the money. I would say a lot of people. There's the people that I counsel that do what I ask them to do and go in 100%. Those are the ones who get the results, and they get it quickly, because
Yes.
the nutraceuticals are one of the best things to raise the body's vibration quickly. So if you can do them, that's amazing. You're going to get the results so quick. And then get on that perfect day protocol and start eating so that you're raising the vibration of the body, because you're choosing things that still have life force in them. Life force is that light, is that frequency, is the vibration. When
It's your smile.
and it is your smile, and what's going on up here. Where is this life force? Are you knocking yourself down every other thought, or every 90 thoughts out of 100? We've got to be able to snap our thoughts back too, and say it out loud in a positive way. And that will help to bring our vibration up.
Lorraine, I'm going to go through 2 more questions and then I'm going to leave you to finish the show because I have to run. I have to go get ready, right?
Okay.
Remember, we have the masterclass Q&A. So if anybody here is a practitioner or if anybody wants to come on sometime and join us for our masterclass trainings, this is where our practitioners come on from all over the world and ask questions about their patients, clients, about themselves on an emotional, physical, and nutritional level. Hey, Lorraine?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
And it's real people and real questions, because we have real questions, real hard questions that we either need more depth in it, which is usually the thing we need to be able to wrap our heads around how that works.
Yes. Okay, so Lorraine, I'm going to answer, well, I'll answer these quickly and then I'm going to let you take over. I'd like you to talk about the pelvic restoration course for women and why every woman needs it. This is not a sales pitch, guys. Okay, it's 3 days out of your life. And we dropped the price. We dropped the price by, I think, about 40%. Yeah, we did. Didn't we? Yes, we did. Anybody can afford it. But here, I'll let her talk about it in a minute. What does it mean if a baby is born looking like they have a suntan? If they come out red, okay, all right, it could have been, you know, it could have been holding its breath, but most of the time it's inflammation. It's whole body inflammation. If it's more of a brown color, the baby's toxic. Remember what I told you, it's either living in the middle of loving in the oven or it's living in the middle of a sewer dump. And I'm not calling women a sewer dump, but if you're constipated, okay, if you've got low back problems and you've got tons of symptoms and you're throwing up, this means that you're jammed up and jelly tight. And guess what? And guess where the baby lives? Right in the middle of that. It either lives in the middle of a beautiful compost creating bacteria to create the strongest immune system for the baby, or it's living in the middle of not such a good situation. You need to do your homework. And I want you, if you could, Lorraine, to go through that with them and explain that. Last thing Kim says, Kim, the white spots, the nutritional problem, your hemoglobin is low. Guess what, everyone? Go get your iron shots, go take your iron tablets, and then when you're all done trying that, guess what it is? It's low integrity bacteria in your large intestine. Isn't that something? It doesn't matter how much iron you take in, your bacteria, the good bacteria are responsible for processing it. Isn't that something? People don't even know this. It's the craziest thing. We don't even change people's iron, do we, Lorraine? And all we do is we just up the fortitude of their large intestine, which is 85% of your immune system, which is the holy grail. And that's why the woman's pelvic course is so important. And people will say, well, why don't you have a pelvic course for men? Well, because men, they won't do rectal infusions. We could talk about them not drinking their beer, food combining, but we all know that they let their wives go crazy trying to get them to change, don't they? That's it. They don't change. So we couldn't do a course. Nobody would show up.
That's true. That's true.
Lorraine, it's up to you. Thank you very much. I'm out of here, love.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. So our next pelvic restoration and disease prevention masterclass is in Stuart, Florida. It starts on Friday, June the 28th and ends on Sunday, June the 30th. After that, we are in Coffs Harbour, Australia, August the 30th to September the 1st. And then we're back in Ixtapa, Mexico, November 1st to November 3rd. And, you know, why would a woman want to take this? I look at my own life and I think, oh my gosh, there was so much that I could have done, coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't, because I didn't know any better. Why wouldn't you want to know more? If you are in pain in the pelvic area, this is something you should be looking at, because this is going to get you out of pain. Now, just doing these 3 classes, women get results. It's just like anything else we teach here. You know, if it doesn't rock your world, we haven't done it well enough. We haven't given you the right information for you. So I've seen it, it works. Everybody comes out a different person because none of us are truly connecting to this pelvic area. We have given that area away to the doctors and said, here, I don't know what to do. I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. I don't understand why I feel so mixed up. Why are my hormones all over the place? Why is my period so heavy? And why do I feel so drained? And then I get iron deficient. And what is going on? I've got all this inflammation happening in my belly. And now I've got endometriosis. It's all about the large intestine and really honoring the large intestine and getting it moving. And that starts with what we're putting in here and what we're putting in here. What are we holding that doesn't serve us? That would be what's up here. And then what are we putting in here that is not digesting properly? And are we detoxifying on a regular basis? I used to do like a liver cleanse, and I used to do the, I don't know, another cleanse. I can't think of it right now, but, and I used to do them faithfully once or twice a year, and they were difficult to do. Why wouldn't you want to be detoxifying and nourishing your body properly on a daily basis? We're living in this world that is so toxic. 50 years ago, or maybe 75 years ago now, we used to be able to eat carrots, and they supplied us with way more energy than the carrots, even the organically grown, biodynamically grown fruits and vegetables do not have the energy in it. So the life force that 75 years ago. And it's because our soils are so degraded. The water is polluted, the air is polluted. I mean, we have never been in such a toxic world, ever. We are at this tipping point. Dr. Wolf said, a 12-year-old is going to, the parents of the 12-year-old will outlive that 12-year-old. And that is a sad reality that we're looking at right now. We've got to start making changes. And parents, you have to start making changes. Moms, you have to start making changes. And it starts with you. You cannot expect anybody in your family, especially your kids, to do things that you're not willing to do yourself. So you've got to be able to make those changes so they can see how it's changed your life and how you can actually help them understand how they can do the same thing. And if they're really young kids, the best way you can do is to get rid of the toxic stuff. Stop falling into all the celebrations that go on, like Halloween. I used to participate in it. I used to enjoy giving the treats, which really weren't treats. They were more like tricks, right? I was poisoning these kids, but I didn't know I was doing that. I honestly thought that absolutely everything I could buy from a store for eating, somebody had said, gave it a check mark and said, hey, it's okay, you're going to survive. Well, maybe you'll survive one. But when it's on a daily basis, I remember growing up, if we had a dessert once a week, that was it. So we had a one sweet thing after 7 days of what Mother Nature gave us. That was it. We've been ruled, schooled again. I have ruled, schooled, and fooled. I remember researching and looking at the way that they brought refined sugar into everything, and I remember looking at the little posters they had, and one of them was a lady. She had a coffee, and some sugar and an apple. And underneath it said the sugar gives you instant energy and no fat. So that's what we were programmed to do, was get instant everything. I mean, I can remember when frozen dinners came out and everybody was really excited about that. You know, all I had to do was take that dinner out, put it in the oven, and then microwaves came out. And now we had dinners that we could put in the microwave and it'd get hot faster. It's all about everything going faster and faster and faster and faster. And women having to help support the families. They had to go out and work too. You know, not only were they supposed to be nurturers and prepare meals and, you know, do the housework and fix the kids when they needed fixing and be there for the husband after his long day at work. You know, we got to get off this hamster wheel. We've got to start nourishing our body. And like Daryl said, it starts with the large intestine. We've got to heal. And the quickest way to do that is to love ourselves first, unconditionally, and let go of all that baggage that we've got. You know, it doesn't serve us anymore. When I was in a point where I had to make a decision and I didn't know any better, I just had to make the best decision. That's all. I mean, myself, I had 7 surgeries in the pelvic area before I was 36. You know, that's pretty darn young. That's for no 7. I was 40. I was 40 with the last one. But that's a lot. And you know what? I didn't know any better. So let's get ourselves off the hook. If you've got pain in the pelvic area, the pelvic restoration and disease prevention masterclass is where you need to be, so that you can understand how this happened and how we can start taking those steps to really honor that area and detoxify that area and love that area and bring that beautiful spark of life back to that area. For myself, it was one of the most profound classes I took, because I really did not see that. I didn't think I had any problems. I mean, I was already a master practitioner, master trainer. And then we introduced this class and I took it and I thought, holy Dinah, did I miss the mark there? And just understanding and being able to nourish and come back to that area. And women, if you've had bits and pieces removed, just know that the energy body of those bits and pieces is still there and it's still working for you. So again, thank you for coming. I hope I didn't ramble on too much, but I'm hoping that you're having a beautiful evening, a beautiful afternoon, a beautiful morning, wherever you are in this world. And just know that I love you guys. And it is my honor to be able to sit here and talk truth to you and, you know, plant those seeds and just hope that, you know, they grow. And that's really all I can say about that. I love you guys and have a beautiful evening. Thank you. 3, 2, 1.